This is the second part of the Peterson video. In this part, we'll go over the Excel model. Let's look at the model now. In this highlighted section is the data section. This contains all the information that was explained in the first part of this video. So you have the cost of equipment spent at 200,000 at year 0. We will get 10,000 back at year 5. And this is the straight line depreciation, and this is the company tax. The cost of capital that we need to discount all the cash flows is 8%. And this is the compound growth for the cash receipts and the compound information for the cash expenses. Now let's look at the calculation area. And I'm going to input some formulas in these cells. Try to do this question first, and then come back again to this video and compare your answers to my answers. What is opening WDV? Opening WDV means written down value or your net book value. The opening written down value for year 1 is actually just the cost of the equipment. Just the cost of equipment. This is the book value goes to B4 at year 1. So this is the book value at year 1. Now the depreciation, the formula for depreciation is cost of equipment less salvage value multiplied by the straight line rate. But you have to notice that we sell the equipment at year 5. So we need to have a if statement, a conditional if statement, in addition to our depreciation calculation. So our conditional if statement is, we have the if, we check whether the current period as long as the current period is less than the year we dispose of the asset, we calculate the depreciation. After that, we stop calculating. Stop calculating our depreciation expense. Okay, so we are going to input this in. So if current period, which is located at row 18, current period is located at row 18. So our current period here is C18. As long as the current period is less than the year asset is sold, we keep depreciating. So we calculate depreciation by cost of equipment less salvage value times the straight line rate. After that, we record as 0. Now, the formula is not complete yet. We need to ask ourselves, because we are going to drag across from this cell C20 up to L20, we need to log certain letters and or rows, or we need to log both of them. All right, let's examine each parameter one by one. The first parameter, C18, is the current period, right? We ask ourselves, do we want the current period to change, the current year to change as we copy across? All right, if we copy column D, do you want to refer to year 2? We copy to column E, refer to year 3. The answer is yes, we want it to change. So we are not going to lock column C. How about this? The year asset is sold. When we copy to column D, do we want it to refer to C from C6 to D6? If you notice D6, there's nothing there. The answer is no. We want to always to refer to column to cell C6. So I will lock C6. I'll press F4 in my keyboard and will lock it. Next, we examine the depreciable amount. Again, likewise, similar to the to cell C6, we want B4 and B5. We want to always minus B4 and B5. And we don't want it to change as we copy across. We don't want to refer to cell column C4 minus C5, D4 minus D5, E4 minus E5, and so on. So we want to lock at column B. So therefore, I press F4, B4, and F4, B5. The next one is the straight line depreciation rate. Likewise, it's the same reason. The same logic. We want to lock it at B7. Okay. Press enter. I forgot to mention in this C19, the cell C19, we are not going to copy across. We need another cell at D19. We'll finish with the year 1 first, and then we'll come back to C19. The closing written down value is just basically the opening written down value or the book value less with the depreciation. Right? So you get the opening less with the depreciation. Now, the profit and loss on disposal, we only dispose of the asset at year 5. All right. So we need the if statement. If current period is the same as year asset sold, we calculate whether we're making a profit or making a loss. To do this, we just take the selling price, which is the salvage value, less the closing written down value. All right. Now, any other year, like year 4, year 3, year 2, year 6, and so on, we did not sell the asset. Therefore, we have no profit, neither do we have a loss. So we put 0. All right. So this is the logic or the principle behind the formula at cell C22. So let's put it in formulas. So if current period is C18, if current period is the same as year asset is sold, then our salvage value less the closing written down value to calculate whether there's a profit or loss. Any other year, we did not make any sale. Therefore, our profit or loss is still 0. Our formulas are not complete. We need to ask ourselves whether we are copying across or down. In this case, we are going to copy across from year 1 to year 10. If we are going to copy across, we need to ask ourselves whether our cells are needed to change. Let's start with each cell. The first cell is the C18. First cell reference is C18. We ask ourselves whether we want C18, which refers to year 1, to change if we copy to year 2, year 3, year 4, and so on. The answer is yes. When we copy across to column D, we want the current period to refer to year 2. Because we want this cell to change, we do not lock it. Okay, let's do the next one. The next one refers to year asset is sold. In our case, the year asset is sold. When we copy across, we do not want to refer to column D. Therefore, we lock it. We lock C6 because as we copy across, we don't want Excel to change to D6, E6, F6, G6, which is blank. We don't want B5 to change, so we lock B5. Oops. For C21, the closing written down value, we want it to change as we copy across. Right? We want to refer to the closing written down value of year 2, closing written down value of year 3, year 4, and so on. Therefore, we do not lock C21. Now, for the open written down value of year 2, we are not going to copy from year 1 because year 1 refers to the opening cost of equipment. For year 2, we are going to use the figure from the closing written down value of period 1. However, if you have known, we dispose of the asset at year 5. Therefore, we need an if statement. So we need to have an if statement that checks whether the current period, as long as this current period is less than the year of the asset is disposed, we can use the closing written down value of previous period. After that is year 0. So let's do this in a cell reference form. So if current period is less than equals to the year asset is sold, I'm going to lock this because I don't want it to change. We'll use the closing written down value of previous period. After that, if it's after year 5, we have 0. That means we want the balance to be 0 because we have sold off the asset. Now we are going to do the depreciation, closing written down value, and the profit or loss on disposal. Because our formulas in the column C is able to be copied to column, just select this. Then go to the edge of the box, right click, copy across, and you can check the formulas. Do the same thing for the rest of column D and then copy across to column L. This is the video for the calculation area. Go to the next video on the report section.